Good morning, everybody. It's Yankee Wally here. It's 3:46 in the morning, Wednesday, the 10th of July, 2024. And Prince William came to Wales today. Now, I'm not lying when I tell you that he is particularly fond of North Wales, a place called Valley. It's a RAF training area, and that's where Prince William did his training, and where him and Catherine first lived together in a little cottage on their own, which was perfect. A little bit like the cottage, I suppose, that was given to Harry and Meghan to live together in before they got married. Nottingham Cottage, wasn't it? And how they complained about that. How they didn't like it was too small. And that Oprah came for tea and said, "They'll never believe it." Well, they were ungrateful, weren't they? I thought that Nottingham Cottage was beautiful. Now, Wales, on the other hand, God, freezing cold. North Wales, freezing cold. Anglesey is is in the North Sea. It's absolutely freezing. And I don't imagine that they would have had many luxuries up there. Certainly not the luxury that Nottingham Cottage looked like it had. But they were there for quite a long time while William did his helicopter pilot training. So he went back. And Chris Jackson, took that profile picture of him today against the skies of Wales. And I thought it was particularly lovely. I also saw lots of pictures of him. There he is, up in Valley today. And he looks as happy. That's about the happiest you'll ever see him. Oh, and when he's at a football game, of course. But there he is there, up in Valley. And there's the mug that they gave him. When he worked there, or when he was training there, he had a mug and it said Big Willie on it. And he used it like a good sport. But they've given him a new one now. And he looks like he's having a thoroughly wonderful time. And that's Chris Jackson, who went and took the photographs. Doesn't he look happy? He really does. I tell you what I noticed about Prince William. He broke a tooth when he was a lot younger. I don't know which one, but he had a rather ill-fitting crown. I'm not one, really. I don't like even saying that, but being the person that I am and having been through so much with my teeth, not a good thing either. I noticed that he's now got a better crown, because the crowns, they vary in prices. I mean, when I had my implants, I could have paid anything from 15,000 for it all to 30,000 for it all. Yeah. And I had the 30,000 because I'd had my private pension from when I worked for Mars Bars, paid in a lump sum. You could have it a lump sum or have it every year. I could have the lump sum and just get it done, pay the tax, get it done. So I had that, and I had just enough, not quite enough, but a bit short, to cover the most expensive. And I thought, well, if I'm going to have implants, I'm going to have the best. And I think William had a cheap one before. I don't know why. Perhaps they didn't make the better ones then. Straub is the best one. Straub, I think, is called. I don't know. Anyway, he's got a beauty now, and it looks really, really lovely. His teeth look gorgeous now. There he is in Valley, having the time of his life. And you know the atmosphere, you can just tell. It's easy, light, easy-going, fun. He looks like he's having a rare old time. That's an old picture. But that was the helicopter that he used to fly. And then Charles was up in Edinburgh. That guy on the left there was the youngest winner of the Great British Bake Off. I don't know how old he is. He looks a teenager, doesn't he? But he made that cake for Charles and Camilla. And there they go. She puts her hand, it's like a wedding cake, isn't it? That's lovely. He looks like he cut himself shaving. Oh, poor little bugger. It happens, doesn't it? See on his cheek. Anyway, Camilla looks ready to tuck in. And that was Charles then doing that other thing. Edward looks a bit vicious there. He looks like, he looks like an anti-hero, doesn't he? But never mind. Sophie looks great. I've seen that. See the lining of that hat? I've seen her in that dress. I think it was at Ascot last year. She does recycle her clothes, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think she got a denture there. Good God. Her incisor. Yeah, left incisor. But it doesn't matter. I just noticed these things now since I've been studying teeth. There they are, all with their polished shoes, looking good. There she is again. They look very happy. That's the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh when... Oh, it's the Day of the Thistle, I think they call it. Quite an important day in Scotland. I don't think that's this year's either, but that's Princess Anne at the Order of the Thistle. And I think that's an old one as well of Catherine. But she hasn't got any buttons on her coat. Looks to me like they've stitched it. Can you see? Well, you wouldn't notice, really, but she looks great. They all do. That's the Emperor of Japan when he was at the Guildhall having another banquet. He had 2 banquets altogether, one in the palace and one in Guildhall. He's got a cheeky little face, hasn't he? There he is there. Edward's there. I don't know why that other man's got a big chair. He must be the Lord Mayor of something or other. Anyway, beautiful arrangement of flowers. Hydrangeas are there, look. I got this huge hydrangea outside my kitchen window. I haven't pruned it for about 6-10 years now. It's so big now. It's how big is it? It's as big as a car. Yeah, and it's bright pink, which tells you the soil, doesn't it? I mean, if this soil is acid, it'll be blue, and if it's alkaline, it'll be pink. I think that's right, or the other way about. But you don't choose the colour of your hydrangea. Your hydrangea will pick its own colour, dependent on your soil. But my grandfather, he used to put lime into his soil, or horse's manure. He used to chase the horses up the road, but he used to put he would make the soil what he wanted for a hydrangea so that he could get the colour he wanted. It's really weird, those plants. Look at Camilla there. Honestly, that's brave, isn't it? She's up on a stepladder with the children. Again, she's passionate about encouraging children to read. Well done, Camilla. She looks fantastic, doesn't she, up there? Well done. Oh, and look, this is how he got the picture. I don't think I got sound. Oh, yes, I have.
You guys go back a little bit. Okay. Yeah, mate. I've got it. Yeah. Okay. Everyone squash in. Okay, we're going to take some pictures. Everyone looking at me. Guys, concentrate. Okay, right, fantastic. Everyone looking at me. I'm going to say cheese. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, now we're going to do a fun one. Everyone with their hands in the air. Fantastic. Great job, guys. Have you done this before? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
I know. I don't know. Two very young kids, I think.
Isn't that lovely? He said I had 2 very young kids. That's how he got... marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. And then up at Valley, going back to Valley now. Well, says Einstein Evans. Prince William got presented with a mug, as you've seen. And I think it's a dog bowl. I think they've replaced his dog bowl, or Harry's dog bowl. I hope it's stainless steel this time. Oh, that's hilarious. This is Meghan. Do you know she had to have some pictures taken with that cake? And I don't know. I think somebody has actually photoshopped that cigarette. Be Wild, one of our favourites on X. Will Meghan and Prince Harry ever stop buying their dignity? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have no shame, no dignity. These delusional, sadistic bullies have mental issues. There is nobody whom they won't exploit for money and public relations. Dead children at Uvalde. wounded veterans via Invictus Games, poor black people from Harlem to Nigeria, the memory of Pat Tillman, Princess Diana used to dine out on, members of the royal family who were attacked via the usual rags and their mercenary Sussex squad bots, etc. If there was any justice, the Sussex frauds would be in prison for perjury, destruction of evidence, money laundering via archwell, libel and slander, etc. There you go. Well said, Be Wild. Be Wild, you certainly were there. There's your faggots. I don't know why I did that. Delicious. I love faggots. Fresh from the butcher's. Pig's heart, liver. And it's wrapped in like a fatty... Oh, if I tell you, it's a bit like haggis. It's got a bit of a... It could put you off. But the mushy peas and the... That's it, I did that. Oh, dear. I didn't manage to say sorry. Excuse me. That was a sneeze. I'm sorry about that. I am so sorry. Anyway, this is what the Americans did. Now, this wasn't a Palestinian flag at all. This was a Hamas flag, which is the terrorist organisation, not Palestine. This is the terrorist organisation associated with Palestine, of course. I'll turn the sound down because you don't need to hear it, but my God, the Americans, well done. Well done. This was at a match. I'll turn it down now. There's the American. Look, he's hanging on. He's pulling that flag. And the terrorist is up there. He's got it. There's a loud cheering now. Very, very loud cheering. But what gets me now is two of them up there. And they said they were hurt, apparently, and they couldn't get down. And they were going boo-hoo tough. And...
Are your parents proud? Oh, did you get hurt? Oh!
What they should have done, and they didn't do it, what I would have done was, I don't know if I would have burned the flag because that is symbolic of absolute disgust, isn't it? I'd have ripped it into shreds, though. That's one way of getting rid of it. You know, you don't want that flag coming up again against you. That was a black and white flag. It was definitely the Hamas flag. Nasty. They were going to put that up at some American gathering for a football game. How dare they? How very, very dare they? There we go. Oh, dear me. Sorry about that, mate. I think we're done now. Yeah, you go. It's another one. Change that. Archwell donated $250,000 to the Pat Tillman Foundation. Pay to play, enough said. That's another one. You can look into it. I'm sure it's true. Anyway, I think I've covered everything for tonight. Oh, I'm going to sneeze again. I just know I am. There's something... Wait a second. Let me just go through my last load of pictures now. Let me just see. Oh, this is a good one. Listen to this. I love it. I love this. A life hack. Replace your cat's litter box with an Amazon box. And put the cat litter into the Amazon box. And when it's full, tape it up and just put it outside on your doorstep and someone will steal it. Do you know, I think that's a fantastic idea. Somebody will run off with your cat litter. Oh, my goodness gracious me. What a great idea that is. I kept that for you. Anyway, these are from Alice. Alice does all these little things for me. And these are the sort of things that are so... precious to me, not only precious for me to say, it carries a lot of weight. Like when I was sending those replies to YouTube and Pat Mohan to say I didn't do the things that they say in, I would always include one of Alice's symbols or a remark by somebody that was complimentary. Not that I wanted to show off, I just wanted them to know that if you're bad, you can tell these bad accounts. They've got maybe 10 to 15 followers. They're following 10 to 15, but they don't care. They're not there to grow their followers. They're there to just hate. I mean, I offered that bloke 20 quid if he could just produce the email. And he came back with some slick comment like, data breach, I'm not showing you my, they always twist things around and you just can't win. And then somebody said, Sandy said, oh, don't get involved. But some days I actually enjoy a bit of sparring with them. It's my way of getting it off my chest. I do get a build-up of anger, especially after poor old Avid got hacked. I shouldn't be laughing saying that, but they picked the wrong one to do it, so that's all I can say. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of Avid Gardner, but fortunately, I don't think I ever will, and she's a good one to have in your corner. For those of you that know about Jay Slater, he's dead now. He's gone. And I think he was looking to go to the sea. I think there was a boat in the harbour called the Maruba that was a drug-running boat. And I think he was running away from those two fellas and he was trying to get to the sea. Anyway, I think that those two, don't say I know him, that's embarrassing. You know when I go down Wetherspoons, the pub on the corner, they used to walk in, well, I say they, I don't know the other one, I don't know what he looks like, but I knew that one with those goofy teeth. And he used to walk into Wetherspoons. He'd do a quick skirt around the beer garden. He'd stop at one seat, then he'd stop at another. And I thought that he just knew everyone and he was just coming in to say a quick hello. It's only now that I've realised that he was dealing. Boom, 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 boom. And then he was gone. And sometimes you just can't see the wood for the trees, can you? But I knew his face, and then when I saw that he lived in Splot, I don't know how long for, when he came out of prison, I thought, yeah, that makes sense. I have seen him. He's got that sort of ugly-looking face you don't forget. So, if Jay Slater stole a Rolex, which is apparently what he's saying to everybody, he would have that Rolex on his person when he got in the car with those two black fellas and went 45 miles or minutes up north into their out-of-the-way Airbnb. Who would do that? If you stole a Rolex watch, would you get in a car with two strangers? I mean, they're going to nick it off you, aren't they? They're going to nick it off you, and if it means they have to knock you out to get it, they do it. And if they knocked you out and hurt you, they go the full way and kill you. Because they're dealers. They don't want to be in any trouble. I bet that one is hopping mad now that his face is all over the papers, because that's ruined his little dealing job, Who's got the Rolex? Where is the Rolex? And why was that boat anchored in the bay with no transponder, no radar on for about 8 hours? And then it disappeared. But I checked, there is no road to the beach from Masca. You can only walk it. Maybe that's why he left the road and went down towards the beach, because he went completely off-road and was following some path which then came to a dead end. And that was where his phone was found, as if it had been thrown in the bushes. So putting all that bits of evidence together, I think Jay Slater tried to get away from those two in the Airbnb, and because the bus, he missed the 8 o'clock bus and there was no bus till 10, he decided to walk. And as he was walking up the road, he thought, I better get off this road because they're going to get in their car and come chasing me. He took the first turning he could off the road, and he walked the lane until he got to the end. And by the time he got to the end, I expect he was absolutely, knackered, because he had no water, his phone was at 1%. So what happens then? I think that these two men came out to chase him because of something. They saw him, because you can see into this valley. They went down the valley, they caught him. He was collapsed he was dehydrated, and they put him in their car. And that's the end of Jay Slater. He won't be alive now. He's a silly boy. He shouldn't have been showing off about stealing a Rolex. If you steal a Rolex, I'm not saying I've ever stolen, like, never. But the first thing I would do is put it in my pocket and go. Just go. Just disappear from all your friends. Say you're sick and you've got to go home. Anything. Just get away. Because you are just hot property then. Because you just are. That's just common sense, really, isn't it? To hang around a party and say you still want to carry on partying when you've got a stolen Rolex in your pocket, and then get in a car with two guys who you hardly know. For those of you that are following the Jay Slater, I've been following it because as much as I don't like the guy, because he was obviously a wrong 'un and he got mixed up in bad company when he had that machete attack, nobody wants to see a young kid of 19 lose their life, because there's still hope for them to have remorse and repent. There's still hope at that age. But it didn't look like he's going to get another chance, because that's where he was, in Masca. And then there's Playa de Masca on the left. And there was a boat right in there, where the Masca is, in the green by the sea. That curve inwards there, where the umbrella is. There was a boat anchored there at the same time as all this, between 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. There was a boat there. And it makes me wonder, and why didn't they let him charge his phone? Why didn't they give him a bottle of water? This is a real conundrum, to be honest. And here's a lovely message. Look at this. Rhonda S., happy girl nonny. And I just love, I'm sorry, but I suppose it is showing off in there. She says, I have missed you so much here in Texas. I listen to lots of people you've recommended, and I appreciate them too. But I miss your stream of consciousness, talks like those of an old friend. You're so humble and honest, and don't hesitate to take any lumps at times or make corrections. You're also so quick on the computer and always have good references and show us the threads of how you arrived at your conclusions. We love to have you back. That was yesterday. Thank you for that, Rhonda. I've already said thank you to her, But it's funny, I have trouble. I do have so much trouble believing things like that. I can't help it. I think, yeah, maybe she's seeing a side of me that is false. I don't ask me why. I don't know why. I've got confidence in myself. I've got a lot of confidence to stand up for Pat Tillman and whoever I believe in. But when it comes to me personally, I'm not very good at taking compliments. I think you know that. But I read that because I thought, oh, I'm quick on the computer. Am I? I like that. I love that. I take that as a compliment because I'm always trying to do better. But I actually, this, I'm on a tab now. As you know, one of my subscribers, oh, excuse me, hang on, let me just, hold on. Sorry about that. One of my subs, I'm embarrassed about this because it happened. She sent me a laptop. It was a beautiful laptop. And at the time, I was kind of, well, I'm still in the same boat. I don't have a table to lean anything on. And I'm not very agile when it comes to sitting up on a sofa with a laptop. I find it really uncomfortable because, well, I don't know why I got a big stomach, I suppose. But anyway, my answer to that was, I know, I'll see if I can swap it up the computer shop for a tab, which is what I'm using now. But the last couple of days, it's been warning me, saying, you're fast running out of space. I'm trying my best to clear out stuff, but I don't want to let go of any videos because, well, I don't, because they're evidence for a lot of things if YouTube ever get it, want to see them, or they lose them or something. So I don't want to delete any. So I'm now going to go onto eBay and see if I can get myself a second-hand computer. I don't want to use this anymore, and I should get a proper laptop. Then You won't have to just look at half a screen all the time, will you? You'll have a proper screen. And I'll be able to do all sorts of better things with it, like show my face. Oh, God, no. One step at a time. Baby steps. No, not quite yet. I got to sort my face out. I was looking at my face sideways today because I was trying to take a photograph of inside my right ear because there's something in there that's hurting me and I don't know what it is. For all I know, it could be one enormous blackhead the size of a blackberry. I don't know. But I do clean them out when I shower and everything, but something is in there and it's a real sharp pain in a particular spot. So I'm there with the camera taking a picture of the side of my face so that I can have a look. And when I got one picture, all I could see was this enormous bag under my right eye, not my left. My left's okay. Now, I fell down the stairs quite badly, years ago now, but I did. I went from top to bottom and smacked my face on a wall corner. And, my face, it was in a terrible state. It was really bad. And my eye was bloodshot. My whole face was bruised, enormous bruise. And even afterwards, I still noticed that the eye wasn't coming back right like it should have. And I think that's why I've got this big bag under my right eye. And I'm thinking, if I could get a sharp scalpel and cut across it, I think it's full of either fat or water. If I just cut it with a scalpel, squeezed it out, and put some of that stitch tape over it, would it work? Because the other side's flat. But I just don't like, I got to accept it. It's just getting old, isn't it? But as I'm getting older, I'm getting more and more camera shy. I don't mind admitting it. And I don't even know what colour my hair is anymore. I don't even go to hairdressers anymore. It's lucky to get washed once a week. I don't know. I've just lost a lot of interest in myself, I suppose. I don't feel unhappy about that. I like to do what I want when I want to do it. I don't feel the need to preen myself, I suppose. Like, I don't feel the need. Unless I'm going to the doctors or I'm going for a COVID shot or I'm going to the dentist like I used to do. Of course. If I have to go out for anything, I'm always, really spruced up every time. Never go out looking scruffy. I couldn't do that. But I don't like leaving the house. I quite like my house. And the more violence and the more horrible things are going on in the world, and there's a lot of stuff. I wouldn't want to be young again now, knowing what's going on with this trans rights and stuff like that. Just read tonight about this poor bloody kids of 13, in Canada this is. We've only got 2 swimming awards in Canada, and this 50-year-old man is identified as a woman and is entering these swimming competitions, which the other competitors are 13-year-old girls. And he's there in the shower, naked, showering with 13-year-old girls. I read it and I was horrified. How the hell can that be okay? They will not allow the children's mothers to come into the changing room with them for some reason or other. And this man, he's got balls, hasn't he? Literally and figuratively, he's got balls of steel. In fact, you know what? I'll go as far as to say the bastard is probably enjoying the furor that he's created, because while he's the subject of their fury, they're looking at him, and maybe he's a flasher and he just likes them to look at his penis. The dirty, filthy old man. If he was a decent man, he wouldn't even use the showers. He wouldn't even compete. So what's the answer? Everybody's saying, pull out of the competition. Just leave him. Just let him run it and win it on his own. That's the answer. You've got to do something, because you cannot. Because even if he doesn't touch them, I'm sure he won't, because he's obviously on display now and everyone's watching him. He's getting a kick out of this. I know what men are like. They like to be, humiliated, told off. Some of them like being whacked. Edward VIII was like that with Wallis Simpson. He liked her to treat him mean. Harry's like that with Meghan. He likes her to be mean to him. It's because they didn't have anybody being, not mean to them, but they didn't have discipline. And I don't mean cruel discipline. You've got to have a balance of correction, routine, expectations, rules. That's the word, rules. And this man now is having the time of his life, running around a shower room of a girls-only shower room because he identifies as a girl. A 50-year-old man. Oh, God, if I was there, I really, really, really would. I'd go mental. Anyway, that's enough about me. I'm glad I got that off my chest. Where's J.K. Rowling when you need her? I'll see you tomorrow. Cheerio!